narito ang programang totoong totoo, Tambayan sa DWIZ. Programang magliliwanag ng ilang mahahalagang mga issue. Tambayan sa DWIZ. At ngayon, narito na sila upang maghatid ng saya sa bawat Pilipino. Sa programang Tambayan sa DWIZ.
Magandang tanghali. Welcome to Tambayan. Kasama si Himpilan. Awesome. Attorney Awesome Ahmed Paglinawan.
For a while.
TWIC text line 0918-350-2378. Ulitin po natin 0918-350-2378. Welcome your feedback, lalong-lalo na dun sa mga nakikinig sa atin sa radyo. We're also on Facebook Live and YouTube live streaming. Don't forget to like and share.
Nagtataka ako kung bakit ang konti-konti ng nanonood o ng hits live ng views ng karambola, ng tambayan, ng iba pa. Dito sa IC, bakit? Anong nangyayari?
Biglang mo nag-downturn yung alleged views, number of views. Pero hindi nagbago yung number of live views, hindi nagbago yung number of people na tumatambay, tsaka nagko-comment. So we don't know yet. Baka nagbago algorithm ng Facebook.
Well, changing the algorithm shouldn't be as random as that, and bahala na lang, bato-bato sa langit ang tamaan ay kumonti ang ang views.
There's certainly something going on. So, para nakikiusap na lang kami para dun sa mga nakikinig sa atin sa Facebook Live and YouTube live streaming, like, share, and re-share. Also, paki-check po kung naka-see first po kayo. Kasi minsan natatanggal kayo dun sa see first, natatanggal din yung pag-follow ninyo. So, double check po ninyo. May mga nangyayari po kasi at mahiwaga yung panahon ngayon dahil
ang Google nagkagulo-gulo.
Oo, nagkagulo. Diba there is a time na hindi tayo maka-attach, hindi makapag-send ng mga emails. So, something's going on in cyberspace. Hindi pa lang po talaga ma-manifest. Wala pa po yatang nagkokomentaryo tungkol sa mga pangyayaring to.
I see a really serious problem there because people have come to social media for advertisement, and Facebook's making money out of that. Now, when all of these things happen without advice or people are losing money. So they stand to be sued for all of these things, for random fuck-ups like that.
Di ba sa US meron nang one of the conservatives is suing Facebook for taking down yung mga masyado silang pro-democrat tinitake down nila kadalasan, and inamin ng Facebook that they have a bias for the Democrat pages.
Tignan mo.
So, gayon din dito. Hindi na lang nila sinasabi out front, out loud. Pero they actually admitted it to Mocha. Nung ASEC pa si Mocha ng PCOO, sinabihan na siya na, kumbaga, asa pa. Kung meron tayong mai-request sa Facebook dito, kasi talagang decidedly dilaw
ang reality nito is that Facebook is an unfair institution na making money out of a lot of people here in the Philippines. And what it is doing is minimizing the Philippines, and not attending to its problems in terms of Facebook and its policies na hindi na nila binabantayan because sino lang ba itong mga Pilipinas? But Facebook has to understand that the Philippines is one of the biggest users of Facebook per capita per 24-hour time period. So ang Facebook is getting to a precipice where it is really going to fall, and it's going to really hurt.
So hopefully na magkaroon na ng confluence of events para mag-ripen into legal action dito sa Pilipinas.
Kasi wala akong and that is a curious thing there because it will start off a revolution in legal practice.
Correct.
In private international law practice. Kasi suddenly now it becomes the global contract, the international contracts has become so prevalent because of Facebook. Nagkakaroon tayo ng mga kontrata as ordinary people with foreign outside of our countries na nagbibenta like Lazada. That is China.
Correct.
Diba? Most of the things that are sold on Lazada are from China. That's an international contract. And ang pinakahuling mag-develop dito ay yung legal practice, but it has to start now. Kasi marami ng mga problema na lumalabas in international contracts like these things na hindi na-attend. What about the rights and obligations of contractors, di ba? So, we are standing again at the precipice of a really great change in policy, in social mores, and also in legal practice.
Correct. So, in the meantime, what can we do? So, ang mga nagtatanong, sa YouTube, it's not yet a huge concern, pero important dito is the button that has the thumbs up, both sa YouTube and sa Facebook Live. The likes and shares and subscribes, these are important para pumasok dito sa news feeds ng mga friends and followers ninyo. These have a significant effect dun sa mga nagiging numbers, dun sa when it translates into numbers
so
of views.
It is not sufficient now, again, because of this thing, na manood ka lang, that you have to interact, that you have to click the, what is that, the thumbs up button, or the subscribe, or the bell button, I think, para magkaroon ng significance itong ginagawa nating pinapagpapanood kung tayo yung nanonood. It's not enough anymore na nanonood ka lang.
Dun sa mga nagtatanong tungkol dun sa comment daw tungkol kay Arnold Clavio, if we have an opinion on it, nag-Facebook Live na po ako kanina on Luminous by Trixie Cruz Angeles and Ahmed Paglinawan. You can check it out there kasi pinag-usapan din namin kanina sa Karambola yan. So, I strongly encourage you to watch those two. Either yung Facebook Live kanina kasi today we're going to talk about itong social media nga. Ngayon, significant din yung mga nangyayari dito globally because both the US and the Philippines we're entering into election fever na. Sa US actual election. Sa atin kasi kung mahaba yung ating Christmas season ay mas mahaba ang ating election season. Parang 4 na taon Ganun ang election season. So nakikita natin and gusto kong ipahayag ito at linawin dun sa ating mga kongresista, sa mga public officials natin, kung may lumapit po sa inyo at sinasabing minamarket kami, make sure na nakakaharap nyo kami. Ha? Kasi maraming nagsasabi, oy, may impluensya ako dyan sa sasabihin ni na ganito. Oy, pwede kang ipa-endorse dyan sa Luminous.
Okay, ito lang masasabi ko dyan. No one has what it takes to enslave our thoughts and emotions.
Yan.
Walang makakapagsabi kung anong sasabihin naming dalawa. Ganyan lang.
So, what we write, we write. Which brings us to another point.
Teka, may tanong muna ako. Sir, bakit mo ba pinapagamit kasi yung page mo na yan? Kaya Ahmed Paglinawan, meron naman siyang sariling account.
Ikaw, bakit ka nakikishare dun sa Luminous? Meron namang sariling account si Trixie.
My fucking name is there.
And so is mine. Diba? Now, the point was, and this is very rare, kasi bihira yung mga merong page na ka-share. Meron 2 o 3 dun sa, sa page na yon. So, somebody is trying to get us to disagree on having a joint page.
Sorry, we don't.
Sorry, mahirapan kayo dyan.
Okay. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about a Hilde Roberts old lady?
Well, meron kasi para dun sa mga nakikinig sa atin sa radyo at saka dun sa mga hindi pa na-update dun sa mga pangyayari. Dun po sa page namin, merong post si Ahmed about yung City of Manila, Province of China.
Okay.
So, let's
discuss that. Ang sinabi natin doon is it is addressed to everyone. Okay, no one is excused from that message. So everyone who gets to read it gets to read it, and if you are one of those people who are on the negative side of that, then it will really burn you. It will hurt you, and that is calculated. Bakit? Kasi yan ang purpose namin, is to make people learn, educate people.
And there's several teaching methods available.
we keep saying this thing about education, that we need to educate everyone. Did you stop to think why we want to and why we need to do that? Hilde Roberts, I am telling you now, we need to educate people so that they are less stupid, less dumb than they are. And that is exactly what we are doing. That we want to make people less stupid, less dumb, and also make ourselves the same.
Kasi hindi naman natin sinasabi na mas matalino tayo kaysa sa iba.
We are learning from all of these things.
May pagkukulang din tayo. Para dun sa ating pagkukulang, dumudulog din tayo sa ibang tao na mas nakakaalam sa mga dalubhasa, nag-aaral tayo,
nagre-research tayo.
At nakikinig din dun sa mga sa mga dalubhasa nga, sa mga eksperto.
Ito si Hilde Roberts. Well, sinabi natin sa post na yan, we wrote a post that says, hindi nyo pa nakigets ang nangyayari dito. Okay? Unang-una.
So, in-explain mo yung nangyayari.
Unang-una. Yung mga produkto na yan na allegedly merong Manila province of China, okay? Those are not registered products in China, in the Philippines, or anywhere else, even in hell.
Sa madaling sabi,
bakit? Illegal yan, counterfeit yan. Bakit? And this is the reason. And if you did not know this, you would probably fall on the stupid side. But until you say something about it, you are not called stupid. But if you start talking about it and pushing an opinion about it that is wrong and ignorant, then you get to be called stupid, and I think you deserve it. Okay, why are you stupid when you say these things? Okay, unang-una, that is not a registered product. A non-registered product is a counterfeit product that is illegal to be sold, let alone to be exported from China to the Philippines. Okay? So, bakit ko masasabi na counterfeit yan just because hindi na register? Kasi that is the essence of registration, to make it a valid product. Okay, if it is not a valid product, it cannot be exported from China.
Correct.
At kung in-apply nga yan doon sa China or dito sa Pilipinas, hindi ma-approve yan. Bakit? Kasi it has a representation there that says Manila allegedly sa province of China. And in international law, public international law, the most important principle there is sovereignty. That the sovereignty of each state is respected, is saved, okay? It's protected from all attacks against it, whether actual, physical in the forms of war and conquest, or intrigue. Kasi nagkakaroon yan, it foments war between countries. Ang magsasabi na Canada is our vassal state. For example, girahin ka ng Canada dyan. Sasabihin na America is our slave state ng Pilipinas. Di ba girahin ka ng... So, no Chinese government agency would approve an application of a product that says Manila is a province of China. So, now, kung ganyan ang nakasulat dyan, hindi yan i-approve ng China. Mali na, simple lang yan. There is no other way about it. That's just simple logic. Now, if you don't get that, it's fine, okay? You didn't know this principle. But if you insist on saying an opposite opinion without knowing this, then you're stupid. And you deserve to be called stupid. But we didn't stop there. Sinabi rin natin na maggagawa ka ng batas. Okay, now you are actually a lawmaker. And saying this. Okay, you are a lawmaker not knowing this international law principle, not knowing this basic administrative law principle of registering stuff before you sell it or export it. You don't know this. Kung hindi mo alam to, lawmaker ka, okay lang din yan. Okay lang din yan. Okay yan. Hindi naman mali ang maging tanga tayo, ignorant tayo sa mga bagay-bagay dahil hindi naman natin kayang alamin lahat. But when you start talking to the media about making a law about this, then you're stupid. And you deserve to be called stupid. Bakit?
Making a law against an illegal product, diba? Which is already illegal because there are existing laws
of course
that prevent it.
Now, kung sinasabi natin, ang mga tao na bumili niyan and making an issue about what they read there, they're idiots.
Okay.
But it's okay. If you're an idiot, you buy these things, you use it, we couldn't fucking care less. Diba? You are using a counterfeit, that's your money. Diba? And that is illegally imported in the Philippines.
Okay.
That's fine, you're a moron. we do not feel bad about that. But when you insist that here is a proof that China is annexing us as their province.
Ayan, iba yan.
This product that I bought illegally because it's not even registered, you're a fucking moron. You're a dumb fuck. And you deserve to be called that.
So, so this person, si Madam Hilde Roberts, posted in some groups na nilalibel ko daw yung sarili nating followers. And nag-rankle talaga sa akin, unang-una, kasi tinag pa niya ako. Para dun sa mga nakikinig sa atin sa radyo, meron po kaming Facebook page na Luminous by Trixie Cruz Angeles and Amid Paglinawan. Dalawa po kaming nagpo-post madalas. Minsan nakakapag-post din si JP, minsan si Mark Lopez, minsan si, the Shaman of Kidapawan, si Carlo Antonio Galoy David.
Kumusta na nga pala dyan? Suspended pa rin ba?
Nakakapag-post na si Carlo. So, we give space to other writers dyan. Pero in general, dalawa kami. Pag hindi ako pumirma, pag walang nakapirma, usually ako yan, or it means dalawa kaming nag-agree doon. Tapos, in other times, magpirma talaga kami just to make it clear na it is our particular stand. So, ibig sabihin, merong mga post na kaming dalawa, merong mga post na individuals yon. Pero kung sino yung nag-post, yun din ang magsasagot dun sa mga comments.
Oh, usually ganyan.
Dito, ang laking kasinungalingan kasi ang pinost niya is tinawag daw natin yung mga followers natin or ako, I call the followers daw what you said dumb fucks. Which is not true. Unang-una, the post was not even about our followers. Diba?
We rarely write about our own followers. Bakit? Because they are regular people like us. Na hindi naman yan, wala naman epekto yung kanilang sinasabi sa policy ng Pilipinas. At sa batas ng Pilipinas. At sa pakikipagyaran nito sa ibang bansa.
Ang sinasabi natin dito, may produkto nakalagay dyan, Manila, Province of China. Obviously, nakakainis. Pero, meron kasing nag-propose na gumawa ng batas against that. So, imbis na sagutin kaagad yung issue kasi dito is, itong produkto na to, tanggalin natin yan kasi misleading yung label niya at clearly illegal yan. Hindi natin mako-conclude na galing yan sa China. Hindi natin mako-conclude ng anything else. Pero pwede natin tugisin dito sa Pilipinas at wag na natin payagan na ibenta yan dahil nga itong label na to undermines our sovereignty. Or attempts to undermine yung ating kasarinlan, yung pagiging isang bansa natin.
Andun yung epekto It's palpable. Kasi pag nabasa mo yan, nabibwisit ka sa China. But does China deserve your buwisit? Apparently, Hilde Roberts, this idiot, believes so. Na just because of the actions of people she doesn't even know, are Chinese or Filipinos, whoever, would go into it and directly and believe it, and would go against China and would espouse actions against China, actions that would entail death of people if it ends up in war, and she will say that tayo ang bastos for calling people idiots and dumb fucks, when she is one of those people who would start a war between two countries.
Ayun. So yun na yun.
Tanga! Kubwisit yung ganon.
Ang point namin dito is that base dun sa kanyang misunderstanding ng post, nagla-libel siya. So, tingnan natin kung anong kahihinatnan.
And what are we doing right now? We are exercising the right of reply. You call us bastos, we call you stupid, and we have reasons for it. So, sige. In addition to that, of course, medyo exciting itong weekend for social media. Primarily, yung mga balita is
social media. Halo-halo na dyan. Siguro mainit ang ulo ng lola mo. Kasi kaliwat kanan yung mga basagan sa social media. And it's not even coming from us. It's not even coming from the...
Nagbibilangan nga tayo dalawa dahil mag-post ka naman doon, Trixie, wala kang pinopost doon. Mag-post ka naman doon, Ahmed, wala kang pinopost doon.
Nagbabatuhan na tayo ng ganon. Pero, but there's much to react on. Halimbawa, umariba na naman itong RevGov. Diba?
RevGov.
RevGov.
Sabi ni Gamboa, meron daw invitation sa kanya.
To go to a meeting.
Sana nag-attend siya para malaman niya how stupid it is.
Correct. Una-una, never tayo nag-endorso nitong tinatawag na RevGov. Napagalitan nga tayo ng ibang mga
kasi ayaw namin yan.
Kasi from the start, unang-una, wala naman such a thing as revolutionary government.
Ang stand natin dyan from the very beginning, and again, this is because we understand the law. We understand the internal political law. We understand constitutional law. And when we see that this is not coming from anywhere legal, and it will not go from there to somewhere that's happy and no dead people involved. It does not happen that way. Di ba? Ngayon, ayaw namin yan. And then, sige, anong ginawa sa atin ng mga tao?
Hindi naman tayo natamaan dyan. Kasi maliwanag naman yung stand namin. Unang-una, that's a misnomer, RevGov. Revolution ang ikayat mo.
Revolution is a revolution and I will go for that. Not a revolutionary government. At huwag niyang idama yung presidente.
Kasi ang sinasabi nitong grupo na to, Mr. President, declare na a revolutionary government.
Ano kaya basis niyan?
Parang ang laki ng binigay ninyong puwang na mag-claim na si Lenny, ako na ang presidente. Kasi this guy is already going against the Constitution. Yan.
Exactly.
So medyo nga lang. So, hindi naman tayo pumanig, pero yun ang ginagamit ngayon ng kabila. Ngayon, here's where things get weird. Okay? Naintindihan ko yung stand nila. Ano yun? Yung presidente magko-call for a revolution? Pwede naman. Pero once you do that, at mag-assert na may gobyerno pa rin, kumbaga, if government remains intact and it is the president who declares a revolution, paano kung konti lang ang sumunod? Hindi ni si Lenny naging presidente nyo.
Ganito ang sitwasyon. Isipin yung mabuti, okay? A revolution erases your constitution.
Yan.
As soon as
lahat
you say that we are in a revolution, you have no rights under an existing constitution. You just completely erase that. And you erase the government, any government that would have any power over you. So, wala ka ng gobyerno ngayon. The president does that, wala na siyang command over the AFP. Because that is written in the Constitution. Pag sinabing sumunod ang lahat ng ahensya sa akin, that is no longer true. Bakit? Because there is no more fucking Constitution.
Yan.
Okay? So, every man for himself. Yan.
What does that mean? That's anarchy.
Sumunod ang mga pulis sa akin. Wala nang konstitusyon. Hindi na sila pulis. Wala nang gobyerno. Ngayon, ito ang pinakamalala. Sumunod ang Visayas at Mindanao sa akin. Why would we do that? Bakit namin susundin itong hayop na to when he just erased our constitution and he just erased his power over us 3 islands away from it? Isipin nyo nga yan. We do not espouse this because this is stupid.
Magulo yan. Yun yung point dito. Magulo yan. Ngayon pa man, ang nakakatawa, this is what, entering into the land of weirdness, sinasabi na nung kabilang parlor, ng mga oppositionists, hala, yung mga naghihikayat ng RevGov yan, pasok na kayo sa anti-terrorism. Hindi, kasi it's so surreal. Kasi sila dyan yung hirit ng hirit na the Anti-Terrorism Act is illegal. It's unconstitutional. It's kalokohan. Tapos ngayon sinasite nyo.
I admit it's really funny, but kasama ba dun sa elements of the crime of terrorism ang stupidity? I don't think so.
Kung stupidity, din dami sa kanilang nakulong.
Kasama si Hilda Roberts, siguro.
Sure yun.
Wanting to go into war with China because of a product she does not understand is illegal. But it's rife for comment. We're not saying that people cannot comment, pero
you also have to give it to people on pages that are going to comment. Parang ganito lang yan eh. Nagagalit kayo, hikayat kayo ng hikayat, may freedom of speech, tapos nagagalit kayo pag may
nagsalita kami ng masakit sa inyo.
Huwag naman ganon. At saka, di ba? And read carefully. Intindihin nyo kung kailan natawag kayong tanga.
Let's go back.
At kung kailan hindi.
Let's go back to education.
Don't feel alluded to kung hindi kayo yun.
Or if you are in doubt, ask. Because it's better to be stupid and asking for enlightenment than stupid and fighting for it. Kasi if you're fighting for stupidity, you have no place in our page. And if you start talking about and libeling us with completely teka muna, saan ba?
Ano yan? Completely what?
I was thinking meron akong extra dalang intelligence, I would give it to them.
Grabe ka! Grabe ka!
Sorry.
Hindi na ano yan.
Education.
Hindi na i-imbak nila yan.
The objective of education is to make people less stupid. Yan yun talaga. I mean, there's no other way of saying that. We want you to become intelligent so that you are not stupid. Simple lang yan. Okay. Sa page namin, there's one thing that we have in our head na hindi namin sinasabi, but this is a guiding principle that we do not assume that everyone on our page is ignorant and stupid. Okay, we do not assume that. They have to show it to us before we say that you are in fact a moron, you are in fact stupid. Kasi respeto yan sa tao respeto yan sa followers. Pero unang-una hindi kami nag-recruit ng followers They just followed us. They followed Trixie first, and some of my followers also came to Luminous. And we did not receive anything from these people, and to thank them is something that we do because we feel
do regularly.
But to say that we owe this thing, our intelligence and the things that we say and our ability to think differently from other idiots out there, we do not owe this to our followers.
Hindi, kasi sinabi ni Miss De Roberts na hindi ba lang daw tayo nagpasalamat. First of all, that's a lie.
You're a liar, Miss De Roberts.
Kasi maraming mga followers na may hawak-hawak na luminous mug dahil nagpasalamat kami. Ilang beses. Maraming nakatanggap rin ng ng mga kalendaryo galing sa which is one way of thanking people. And we also already periodically thank people for following us. Every time na we reach a milestone, maraming salamat po sa pagtangkilik at
yung
sinasabi rin namin yan.
Gumawa ka ng meme na gumagalaw, you're awesome!
Di ba? Ganyan. So, it is untrue.
You're lying about that, Miss Hilde Roberts. Pangalawa, na si Trixie ang gumawa niyan, you are a liar again on that point. Okay, and we already have a basis for suing you for libel in court. You are now becoming on your way to being a criminal. The problem there is what? You are in the States, but you care so much about the Philippines, so you probably want to come here every now and then, and by the time, the moment you step foot in this country, we get you arrested. How's that? How's that?
Ay, nako. How is that nga pala? Ngayon, another issue na na-raise over the weekend is itong, because nag-August 21, di ba, nung Friday. So, August 21 is nagkataon, may death anniversary ng father ko, pero hindi ko tatay. It is supposed to be Ninoy Aquino Day nung Friday.
Because he died on the 21st.
August 21st.
And not only he, also Rolando Galman.
Oo, yun ang nakakalimutan. It might also, we should also commemorate na naman, may iba pang namatay on that day. Ano ba nangyari noong August 21? Well, sabi nila, ito daw yung turning point kung kaya't later, 3 years later, nagkaroon ng EDSA revolution.
Lies.
Okay. Because nagbabago na yung paningin ng taong bayan tungkol dito sa pangyayaring to. Mga pangyayaring from 1983 to 1986 or even the years running up to that. Maraming kumalat na hashtag na Ninoy not a hero. Diba?
Which is true because no one is a hero as a legally declared by law because we have no law for declaring heroes.
Dineclare ng Congress ang August 21 as Ninoy Aquino Day.
But there's nothing there that says he is a hero.
No. Walang, hindi ganon. Although, it's weird to declare the day a national Ninoy Aquino Day and not say that he deserves it. Diba?
Hindi naman, but deserving it doesn't mean heroism.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yun na nga.
Respeto lang din, pag commemorate sa taong namatay because he's a loser. Pwede naman. Meron nga tayong dambana ng kagitingan where the fall of Bataan. We like to celebrate our loss in this country.
Baka kaya
we make it holidays out of it.
Kaya in the same way, full of Bataan, full of Corregidor,
yes.
Tapos August 21.
Yan, the fall of Ninoy Aquino. Yan
so
din
pareho lang pala
Yes,
yun.
we like to celebrate loss in this country. And that is one of the examples.
So more on this later, and yung mga on matters such as historical revisionism, kasi including the mayor of Pasig, inaakusahan ng mga taong nagha-hashtag Ninoy not a hero of historical revisionism. And let's find out why that's not necessarily a bad thing. Pagbalik ng Tambayan, ang oras natin 12:30 ng tanghali.
Tambayan sa DWIZ. Muli nating balikan Tambayan sa DWIZ.
Nagbabalik ang Tambayan, kasama ko pa rin sa Intilan, Attorney Awesome Ahmed Paglinawan.
For a while.
Sige, tuloy mo yan. Ako po si Trixie Cruz Angeles at pinag-uusapan po natin ang nakaraang public holiday which is Ninoy Aquino Day at ang akusasyon of historical revisionism. Ano ba yung historical revisionism na yan?
Historical revisionism is an act or a movement or a development in a society where what is supposedly history as written or by convention, sabihin by popular agreement, ay parte ng history, ay binabago, okay, or pinapalitan. Now, revisionism is not in itself wrong.
It's actually a neutral
term. It is a neutral thing. Kasi we are in fact allowed to correct our knowledge of things from the past. Because of a newly discovered evidence that would tend to prove that we were wrong about what we believed. And that is a revisionism. And historical revisionism is done everywhere. And some of it is wrong or bad or basically completely baseless. And some of it is actually good because it is the correction of otherwise erroneous belief.
So, ang historical revisionism actually ay isang practice ng mga historiador, mga nagsusulat ng ating kasaysayan, ang mga nagre-research nito. Bakit? Hindi naman everything is cast in stone. Kapag may bagong ebidensya na pumasok, syempre kailangan natin baguhin. Minsan din kasi gumagawa tayo at tinatawag ito myth-making. Akala natin yung myth na yon ay kasaysayan. Halimbawa, wag niyo akong patayin. Huwag niyo akong pagagalitan. Marami tayong paniniwala tungkol dito kay Andres Bonifacio na wala naman pong basihan sa actual na ebidensya. Halimbawa, na binasa daw niya yung tungkol sa French Revolution. At ito ang pinattern niya para makagawa at makapagtulong sa pag-found ng katipunan. Di po totoo yan or hindi. Kulang po ang ebidensya for that. Kasi ano ba yung ebidensya na yan? More than 30 years after his death, merong magazine article, di umano ng isang tao na di umano'y nakausap si Bonifacio na supposedly nandun yung libro ng tungkol sa French Revolution doon sa bahay na tinitirhan ni Mang Andres. And published more than 30 years later na wala namang any other living person na nag-corroborate allegedly nung ebidensya na yon.
Provenance.
So and even then, kahit nandun yung libro na yon, is not an indication
or an implication na binasa niya yun. Well, I am sure that Apolinario Mabini read all of these things.
He did.
He wrote the Decalogo ng Katipunan and that is exactly what the French Revolution was all about.
So, Ngayon, maraming ang myth-making dun sa tungkol kay Andres Bonifacio, but a lot of what is not taught in schools, pero alam na natin ngayon, is that yung binabase natin, na paniniwala natin tungkol sa kanya, ay base dun sa retorika na ginamit ni Manuel Quezon nung siya ay tumatakbong presidente at ang kalaban niya ay si Emilio Aguinaldo. So, para magkasiraan, isa dun sa campaign propaganda ni then candidate Manuel Quezon ay i-bring up yung issue ng pagkapatay ni Emilio Aguinaldo kay Andres Bonifacio. Pero para maging halaga yon, kailangan i-build up yung heroism at yung pagkahalaga dito kay Andres Bonifacio. Not that it was needed. Kasi mahalaga na si Andres Bonifacio just by the fact na tumulong siya dun sa pag-found ng Katipunan.
And he was the leader of Katipunan. But again, whether or not these people were si Andres Bonifacio wanted freedom for the Luzon people. Now, not only Luzon, but Tagalog. Diba? Katagalugan lang pinaglalaban ni Andres Bonifacio.
Ng Katagalugan ang gustong ipataguyod ni Andres Bonifacio.
Not the entire Philippines, not even the entire Luzon.
Kahit nabenta nila yung later on na isama dun sa Katipunan ang Visayas, especially Western Visayas, dahil ang mga Ilonggo ay kasama sa sa Katipunan. And in fact, later on kumalat na rin yung idea ng Katipunan at yung mga ideals nito. So, definitely, Bonifacio is a hero.
Yes.
But how important he is, hanggang ngayon, nag-e-evolve pa yon at maraming mga bagong kasulatan at marami ring mga nagka-question kung ganong kataas siya doon sa pag-regard natin sa kanya bilang bayani. So, is that good or bad historical revisionism? It's neither. When you say historical revisionism, kailangan talagang binibisita natin parati at sinusuri parati ang ating kasaysayan kung naaangkop pa ba ang ebidensya para sa ating paniniwala. At pangalawa, yung paggamit natin ng kasaysayan sa pagbubuo ng ating national identity or sa pagtuloy-tuloy na evolution ng ating national identity. So para matuloy yan, kailangan tinitingnan natin mahalaga pa ba ito?
Yes.
Kailangan, mahalaga anong panahon ni Marcos na itaguyod ang Philippine Revolution kasi tinataguyod niya yung Philippine identity. Ginawang mahalaga yon kasi yun ang pag-uusbong natin ng ating kasarinlan. Doon na bumuo na pwede palang gumawa ng bayan ng Pilipinas na hindi kolonya ng Espanya.
Ng Amerika.
Oo, later on ng Amerika. So mahalaga yung Philippine Revolution noon. Pero hindi dapat tayo tumitigil doon. Dapat inaaral din natin na life existed at meron rin tayong kasarinlan kahit hindi ng buong Pilipinas, ng mga nation states that are already in the country bago pa dumating ang mga Kastila. So mahalaga ngayon ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral ng ating pre-colonial history. Pero kukunti pa lang ang nakakaalam nun.
But that's okay.
That's okay.
Pero if you insist on this ignorance of yours, you deserve to be called an idiot.
So yun yung sinasabi natin. Pag sinabing, historical revisionist ka, sabihin ninyo, anong masama doon? Hindi ba dapat pag may bagong ebidensya, pabaguhin din natin yung pagsusulat at pagsusuri ng ating kasaysayan?
Meron kasi actually kaming malaking problema dyan. When I was in the College of Philosophy sa UP, we talk about all of these things. The meta discussion, meta discourses on all of these things. For example, history. Isang malaking problema yung history because para sa karamihan, ang history is something that is already written and scientifically proven because we already saw it happen.
Yes.
Okay, but as we gathered more and more knowledge and humanity gathers and becomes more and more intelligent, it discovers that it knows little and little about the universe. Because the universe keeps getting more and more complicated. And that is also like history. That the more we know about how we treat history, the more complicated it becomes.
Totoo yan.
Kasi ang dami-dami na
ang daming facts ang daming nangyari.
Yes, we expand our mind. So magiging open-minded tayo. So now we start listening to voices that were testimonies of also what happened during the same time. And those voices would often completely oppose what we already know and we think as history. But this is the study of history now. It's a wider thing.
Ang sinasabi natin is that kadalasan yung inaaral natin ng kasaysayan ay opinion yan ng policy makers at saka ng mga historiador nung time na yon. Pero dahil nagbabago din ang mundo at nagbabago din kung ano yung pinahahalagahan natin. So yung mga nagsasabing Ninoy not a hero, valid naman ang views nila. Bakit sasabihin ninyo historical revisionism tapos ngayon babaguhin pa nila yung ibig sabihin ng historical revisionism to make it look like it's a bad thing.
It's a wrong thing
These
to do.
things are not cast in stone.
Yes.
Hindi pwedeng sabihin natin ito yung kaalaman natin at wala nang pwedeng idagdag dyan. Whether yung discoveries everyday, parang sinabi mo na rin na, di ba, yung kaalaman natin sa science, sa agham ngayon. Ito na yun. Hindi na madadagdagan to. At yung magdadagdag dyan, mga heathens kayo, mga sinungaling kayo.
Kriminal. Ito nga. Ano nga yung tinanong sa'yo na paano yun, attorney, ang mundo ay 3,000 years old lang. Pero this is more than 3,000 years old. So, oh my God, duwindang na ako because this is before the beginning of the world. Kasi paniniwala niya ng mundo ay 3,000 years old kasi yan ang sinasabi ng Simbahang Katoliko.
In fact, iba na nga yung pag-acknowledge natin ng date and time. Kasi di ba,
kahit ang simbahan, nag-revisionism din.
Oh, correct.
Di ba ilang beses nila sinabi na Jesus was born on this, so year zero should be here. But then they realized na, teka muna, he was already existing before he died. So let's move it about 33 years back.
I'm sorry, mali. Diyan yung date of death niya. Oops, move back.
What do you call it? Theological revisionism? And what is wrong with that?
What is wrong with that? And simbahan, sabi nila, oy, itong si Galileo. Heathen ito. Kailangan isumpa natin yan. Kasi siyempre, sinabi niya, akalain mo sabihin niya na ang daigdig umiikot sa araw.
Paligid ng araw. But also again,
600 years later,
600 years later, tama siya. but again, to control that, and this way, to the credit of the church, the Catholic Church, hindi sinabi, ito ang sinabi ng mga independent historians and also people who studied Galileo. They said Galileo was not entirely a kind person. He was an asshole. He was insulting the Pope left and right in public. So kung ikaw yung Pope dyan and you are the most powerful person at that time, you really would give something for Galileo to think about. Gago ka. You do not talk to me that way. Diba? I am the Pope.
So ang ano natin dito is may gusto kong basahin yung isang comment. Sabi, greatest historical revisionism, yung alibata, tinuro dati na ang sinaunang paraan ng pagsusulat ay alibata, yung pala is baybayin. Actually,
kahit baybayin is also wrong. Hindi
po. Marami kasing baybayin. But the reason we say baybayin is because what we had wasn't an alphabet, which is basically what alibata says. But alibata is a neologism. Ibig sabihin, inimbento yung word na yon. Instead of sabihin yung word na alphabet or alpabeto, sinabi alibata. Pero wala tayong alibata noon. Ang meron tayo is baybayin. Kasi ang ibig sabihin ng baybayin is syllabary. So, kaya makikita nyo ba, ka, da, kasi be, ke, de.
There's also a vowel
for that.
A vowel sound.
Correct.
Next to a consonant sound.
Oo. So so that's what a syllabary is kasi by syllabicated. Natin.
Parang
yung mga words Chinese, natin by syllables.
Japanese, monosyllabic ang tawag sa kanilang lang. One of the classification of their language that it is a monosyllabic. Bakit ka? Chi na. Mga Pilipino, ganun din.
Syllable at a time.
Bing-bing, med-med, doble yung pangalan, one syllable each. One syllable each.
One syllable each. So, yun yung difference. So, it's not the greatest revisionism. Pero there was an attempt at revisionism. Kasi ang sinasabi is may alibata tayo. Hindi, wala tayong alphabet noon. May syllabary tayo. Ngayon, ang daming nagsasabi, dapat bumalik tayo sa syllabary dun sa ano. Ito yung problema. Ito yung problema, sirs, ma'ams. Ang dami nating ganun. Meron sa Mindoro. Meron yung ancient Tagalog. Meron sa Pampangang sarili nila. Meron sa Ilocos, meron sa mga Waray. Iba-ibang versions. In fact, parang, if I'm not mistaken, 18 different ones from different regions.
Hindi nga tayo magkasundo ng national language eh.
So,
written pa kaya.
Plus, these are syllabaries. So, ibig sabihin, may mga letters dyan at saka mga consonant clusters hindi kasama. Halimbawa, kung syllabary yan,
Afi. Yung apoy, may F yung F.
Kasi may A, tapos fi. So, yun yung dalawang syllables. Wala tayong symbol for the A standing alone. It's always connected to a consonant.
Consonant sound.
So, wala tayong consonant clusters din. Halimbawa, yung pangalan ko, hindi masulat sa syllabary kasi it's T and R connected to
wala
each other.
Ganyan.
Ang ancient, yung Tagalog syllabary, halimbawa, it's ta, tapos ri. So
ang pangalan mo,
Tariksi. Tarik. Wala rin terminating consonant.
Wala rin.
So it's always yung syllabus is parating consonant vowel. Walang consonant.
Ang ako,
walang consonant vowel consonant.
Ang pangalan ko Ahmeda o Du. Ahmedo.
O yan. So may bitin, may dun sa dulo.
Merong
So yun yung mga problems natin with simply saying na balik na tayo dun sa baybayin.
At saka,
una, which one? Pangalawa, paano yung consonant clusters natin?
Pangatlo, ideas. We have gotten so much foreign ideas that cannot be represented by the limited ways that is available in syllabary.
Correct.
So, halimbawa, how do we now represent and clearly represent hyena?
Yan. Di ba? Walang
hindi mo
di ba?
Wala tayong hyena unang-una, but we know that it exists.
Yun na nga, babalik tayo sa nagpo-propound na tayo, nagsasuggest na tayo ng mga ganon.
Na bumabalik sa kabubuhan natin. We will become,
kasi
diba?
Marami pa tayong issues that are continuing to evolve. Halimbawa, karamihan sa atin, naturo pa sa atin na yung mga other Philippine languages ay dialects daw. So yung iba, aawayin ka pa pag sinabing, hindi, dialect yan. Bakit hindi ginagamit sa buong mundo? Hindi naman po kailangan buong mundo. Hindi naman po number of users ang nagde-determine ng language. Ang test ng language is what we call the mutual intelligibility test.
If you understand that two people understand it is good enough. But if konti lang ang gumagamit yan, then it's probably just jargon or lingua franca and all that stuff. But language is very easily complied with, yung requirements niyan sa karamihan ng mga salita dito sa Pilipinas.
Yun.
And that is the beauty of it. And we do not have any right common sense or reason to erase one or some of them. Let them proliferate. Let them exist as with each other. What is the problem?
Parating sinasabi ni Boss Jonathan de la Cruz, may kinukote siya, let 1,000 flowers bloom.
Yes.
Ibig sabihin, the more opinions that we have, we don't need to have the same opinions.
Yes. And that is true with languages.
And history.
Yes. Science and philosophy. Ethics. Lahat ng bagay, the more it proliferates and the more people who gets to think of these things, the better the knowledge, the outcome knowledge, that is the outcome of all this discourse.
Yan.
Kung namimilit kayo na pag nagsasabi ka ng dumb fuck ay bastos ka and you should not be allowed to exist, you are a completely ignorant person.
Ayan.
Bakit ako susunod sa gusto mo dahil mabastusan ka sa akin, bobo ka. Diba? Ganun lang yun.
So, yun yung dito yung once you spot the person who doesn't want you to change history.
Yan yung mga bobo. Yan yun.
Or may tinutulak na particular na agenda. Ngayon, bakit na umabot dun sa point nga na kailangan nilang ipilit na iisa lang ang version ng kasaysayan, particularly during those years of the martial law years, the 1983 and then later on 1986. Alam nyo, have you ever heard the term political dynasty? Okay, what is a political dynasty? A dynasty, of course, iba-iba yung definitions ng mga yan. But basically, it is an entire family laying a claim, practically a claim, or parang may monopoly na sila on what we call the levers of power. And the levers of power are money, or kumbaga, kayamanan and all that comes with it, and political power. So, paano nila ma-assure na they can continue to hold on to political power? They put themselves in the history books.
Yes,
okay?
of course.
Kasi it's normal
they
propaganda.
And roads
they name streets and roads
schools
after themselves. Buildings after themselves.
Yan.
Highways after themselves.
That is not historical revisionism.
Public monuments.
Hindi yan revisionism. Ang tawag dyan, historical inventionism. Yeah, they invent themselves as part of history.
No, there's actually a real word. It's called historical negationism.
Negationism ang tawag dyan.
Negationism ang tawag doon.
Awesome.
Yung invento, kasi nininegate nyo yung kasaysayan. I-invento kayo. Ito yung nangyari dito. Dumating let's say, sino ba yung hindi talaga dumating dito? Si Moses pumunta sa Manila.
Si Moses.
At dito yung Promised Land. May mga ganyan.
Yan.
So these are, kung wala naman tayong evidence of that, then it's negationism. Kasi nininegate nyo yung totoong kasaysayan dito, which is just as important. Hindi mo kailangan mag-imbento para sabihin na ito yung kasaysayan ninyo.
Okay, but what is at the hem of all these things? Why we discuss this? It's not the liberalist ideal of fact, evidence-based principles and beliefs. Hindi po original ng liberalism. Yung fact-based, evidence-based reasoning has been there even before Galileo. It was Aristotle, Plato, Socrates who started all of these things. The liberalists have nothing to do with it. They did not invent evidence-based knowledge. Okay, so huwag natin sabihin at huwag tayong magpapaniwala dito kina Maria Ressa that they own
na sila lang,
the truth.
Na sila lang yung gatekeeper, sila lang ang pwedeng mag-determine kung ano yung katotohanan.
Because that is a lie.
That megalomaniac. Diba?
Megalomania tawag dyan.
Girl, kayo lang? Kayo lang matalino? Kayo lang pwedeng magsabi? Kayo lang ang marunong ng scientific method?
Because that is the reason.
Kayo lang marunong ng research methods?
That is the reason. That kind of megalomania is the impetus for the arrogance of saying na ako lang ang tama. Pag ikaw hindi ka sumunod sa akin, bastos ka. Ang tawag dyan, idiots. Hindi yan sila liberalists.
Or gaslighting, di ba? I-deny mo yung experience ng isang tao, i-impose mo yung sarili nyo, and ininegate nyo yung validity ng isip at experience ng isang tao.
Sasabihin mo sa akin na galit na si attorney. Bakit? Anong problema mo kung nagagalit ako? May mga tao na hindi sanay sa mga mga crass na salita. Okay? Pero ako, so you make a rule out of that na wala nang pwedeng magsalita crassly around you because you're there. Ako, how about this? And many people are like this. Ayoko na may bobo sa paligid ko. Ayoko talaga, nakakabwisit yan. Pag may nagsasalita, tas bobo talaga. Gusto kong gaganyanin kagad, naiisip ko eh. So, batukan agad eh. But I don't do that. And I do not make a rule out of this. That there should not be stupid people around me.
Ayan.
So ganyan-ganyan lang tayo, friends. Kasi may freedom of expression din kami. Kahit matatalino kami. So sorry ha. Hindi yan ganyan.
So pasensya na. Ganon. So what this all comes about to is that there are people who want to say no to our ideas. Diba? And even pagka may bago tayong idea, ninegate nila yan. Bakit? Hindi pwedeng mas matalino kayo kasi kung i-acknowledge ko na tama kayo, kahit tama kayo, magmumukha kaming tanga or magmumukha kaming less talino than you. And kailangan mas matalino kami. No? Because that's how you build up this is what we call myth-making. This false impressions. Like, ulit-ulitin nila na this great sacrifice of Ninoy. And Cory was this saintly housewife at chuchuchu. Parang, sige, pag hindi ka housewife, kung ikaw nagtrabaho, masama kang tao.
Sige, it's okay for me that people are actually idiots and they want to remain that way. But don't be around me. Okay? But even that I can excuse you, you want to sit beside me or hang around my wall, okay lang. Pero for you to come to my wall and tell me that I cannot say things kasi nabastusan ka nina mo. Umalis ka dito, I don't go to your wall and tell you you're stupid.
Correct.
Stop talking, stop posting this because you're a complete moron. I don't do that to you.
Tapat niyo pa kami.
Tapos ngayon sasabihin mo sa amin just because we are famous. We are not, we don't regard ourselves as famous. We just regard ourselves as very intelligent people. And if the people follow us because of that, fine. Pasino kami para magreklamo. But kung tinatamaan ka dyan, na mo.
And on that note, maraming salamat. There's excellent discussions also going on the feeds dito sa sa chikahan dito on YouTube and Facebook Live. Maraming salamat. Baka sabihin hindi kami nagpapasalamat. Maraming salamat sa mga followers ng Luminous. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng tumatambay dito sa Tambayan, especially sa social media at sa radyo. Maraming salamat. Don't forget, like, share.
May disclaimer lang ako last. Parting words. Hindi ho namin kinukondon, inuutos na atakihin kahit kanino on their own wall. Wala kaming inuutos na ganyan, wala kaming power to tell anyone to do that. Pero pag may gumawa niyan, awesome!
Thank you very, very much. We appreciate all of you. Tabayanan, susunod na programa. This is Attorney Ahmed and Trixie Angeles. Ang tabayanan ng susunod na programa. Pilipinas, ngayon na. Kasama si Yusek Robert Rivera. We'll be back tomorrow on Karambola and on Tambayan. See you then.
Tambayan sa DWIZ.